Hey guys, what's going on? Honest Abe checking in on a football Saturday SEC championship weekend going on this weekend. Hope you guys are doing well. But anyway, my last video, I told you guys I had a big announcement or whatnot, and then I want to let you guys know about that. But Mel and I got engaged the other day, and so for those of you who've been watching my videos from the beginning, you know that Mel and I have been together for a couple years now, and so I popped the question. She said yes, and it was a good evening. I made her favorite meal. She loves spaghetti, so I made spaghetti, and we enjoyed an evening here at the house. But yeah, gonna be married here in about a year and a half or so. We're not gonna get married till 2020. So, but spring of 2020 is coming, so it'll be here before we know it, really. But I got to do a lot of wedding planning and stuff like that. So anyway, that was my big announcement, and I'm pondering some new things for the new year, and so help me out with some ideas, guys, for the new year. I definitely want to make more videos, be more consistent in my videos, and stuff like that. So hopefully some good changes will be coming to the channel, and you guys will enjoy that. But anyway, let's dive right into it. It is SEC Championship weekend. Of course, we got the Alabama Crimson Tide taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. And you know what? I want to say this is going to be a good game. I really do. Again, I think coverage starts at 4 o'clock today, and Georgia's been an okay team. I don't think they're well, they've been a good team. I guess not an okay team, but they've been a very good team. Of course, they stumbled against LSU. They just, I just don't think they're as talented as they were last year. Georgia last year had like 31 seniors graduate off of their football team, and so they're a lot younger this year. But I do think that some of their younger players have more talent than some of the players that graduated. And Georgia has played pretty well this season. Of course, they thumped us, and so that was definitely a good matchup for them, obviously. But they've gone through the season pretty well. And I just stumbled up against LSU, but right back on track. And everybody pretty much knew. They were like, oh, they got to get past Florida, or they got to get past Kentucky, and it was I figured that they would, and that wasn't going to be too much of an issue for them. But yeah, and of course Alabama, they've steamrolled this season. I mean, there's nothing. Georgia is going to be their toughest matchup thus far. I mean, they have not played anybody. I mean, that has played them very well. I mean, honestly, it's Alabama has they have just bulldozed over people this season. Nobody can stop their offense. Nobody can stop Tua. And I mean that's gonna be the way. The only way that Alabama maybe stumbles against Georgia is if Tua goes out early. Honestly, is what. And and I hate to say that because I don't want to wish bad luck on anybody, but if Tua gets hurt, last year in the national championship game, of course, a lot of people are talking about that as a rematch and stuff like that. But they had Hurts figured out. They had Jalen Hurts. Georgia did. They had Jalen Hurts figured out, and Alabama had to make a change to Tua, and Tua dominated them in the second half. And so not to say that Georgia would have Hurts' number again this year, but of course, Georgia has not faced Tua since the second half of the national championship game, and they did not have an answer for him. They might because they've been seeing film and stuff all season or whatnot. And so, I want to say that this game will be a little bit tighter than maybe what some of the experts think. But I still think that Alabama wins probably by 10 to 14 points. And it'll look close, and Georgia will play them, but Alabama will be in control pretty much the entire game. So, my pick is going to be 30-21. That's what my pick's going to be. It's going to be 30-21. And so I'll put it at 9. But yeah, I can definitely see Alabama winning by 2 touchdowns easy. in this one, and this will be one of the closest games. And then, of course, we just got to figure out who is next because we know Michigan's out. Is it going to be Ohio State? Is it going to be Oklahoma? With Georgia losing, they're probably out of college football playoff. We'll talk more about that craziness later on, probably on Monday or Tuesday. I'll dive into that a little bit, but yeah. So a lot of other games going to be going on. Of course, championship weekend. You had Utah and Washington playing the Pac-12 championship last night. I did not catch who won that game. It was 3-3 in the third quarter, and I turned it off because it was a bore fest. Honestly, it was boring, and I turned it off and went and hung out with my kids. So anyway, but yeah, definitely be talking more about the bowls and the playoffs and all that kind of stuff here as we get into that. Of course, I want to talk about Tennessee football next here in the next couple minutes. I do want to try to keep this under 10 minutes as much as possible. But Tennessee football had a tough season, 5-7. Jeremy Pruitt's first year, it was better than last season. So I'm not going to complain too much for a first year head coach, brand new to everything. Obviously he's coached for a while, being defense coordinator at Alabama, stuff like that. But, being a head coach brings on a whole different role set. So, I think Jeremy Pruitt, I think he did, basically, I'd say a good B- job this year. He got players to play for him. They stuck to it. They didn't give up. They didn't just throw in the season when things went bad. They had some good wins, and especially against Auburn there. But yeah, I'm pleased. When we initially were picking, I was hoping that they were going to go 7-5, and be bowl eligible and stuff like that. 6-6. But you know what? A 5-7 season, I'm not going to complain too much about that. And of course, now we lose Tyson Helton to Western Kentucky. I was mistaken in my last video. The basketball team was playing Eastern Kentucky, so I apologize for that. So we are hiring a new offensive coordinator, and Hugh Freeze is the talk of the town. And of course, everybody knows Hugh Freeze was put on leave, so to speak, for his actions at Ole Miss a couple years ago, and that 1-year show clause was actually up, I believe, yesterday. And so Tennessee has been scrambling because a lot of sources around former Ole Miss, Memphis, have saying that Hugh Freeze is basically going to get a job as an offensive coordinator at a top school this next year. And Tennessee has had to jump on it, and a lot of talk around town has been whether UT fans want Hugh Freeze to come to Knoxville to be the offensive coordinator. And from what some of the sports places around here are reporting, that the president, the trustees, they're not going to interfere with Fulmer and Pruitt making the hire. However, they are not big fans of Hugh Freeze, but they are going to trust them to make the hire. So it takes a little bit of convincing. Of course, Fulmer was represented last night in the Legends of the SEC, and a very distinguished award. And it's kind of funny. We saw this a year ago, so to speak, with the Greg Schiano thing. And I know I'm not comparing Greg Schiano and Hugh Freeze on the same level. I'm not, because it's completely different, in my opinion. There are different scenarios, different aspects to it. Me personally, I would say no, I wouldn't hire Hugh Freeze. However, part of me says Hugh Freeze is a great offensive mind, and with some of the infractions stuff that happened, at Ole Miss, stuff like that, would they happen again here? Honestly, I think I doubt it, because, and so this could be a good hire. Hugh Freeze could be a good hire for Tennessee, because you're gonna get him on his best behavior coming back from his show clause. which is a good thing for Tennessee. So maybe you won't have to deal with any violations, any infractions by the NCAA. So that could be a good thing. But yeah, I think we probably are going to hear something by the end of this weekend. I imagine whether Tennessee has hired Hugh Freeze or not as the offensive coordinator. Great offensive mind. Would I mind it so much if they hire him? No, I wouldn't. I think it'd be a good hire. Would I? I think you might get a lot of backlash, and of course you're going to get the national media calling Tennessee and their board, everything, athletics. They're going to be calling them hypocrites because we didn't hire Greg Schiano and we're going to hire Hugh Freeze and yada yada yada. You know what? I might have to write an actual blog about it and post it. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah. So anyway, I know I've gone over 10 minutes, guys. But I'm going to be putting out another video maybe later on today, this evening, about some basketball. Tennessee basketball's got some games coming up this weekend. The men's and the women's play tomorrow. And so I'm going to give you guys a quick little video on that later on this evening, because we got family coming over. We're celebrating Nate and Joe's birthdays today. So Nate's birthday was last week. Joe's birthday is this coming week. And so we're kind of having some family over and cooking some venison and some goulash and venison goulash and venison roast and stuff like that. So it's going to be a good meal. But anyway, hit me up, guys. Let me know what you think about Hugh Freeze. Let me know what you think the score for the SEC game is going to be. And I will come back at you guys. I always appreciate you guys watching my videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Honest Abe signing off. We'll catch you guys later.